Hi there, this is Ranjit and welcome to the 13th Q&A session, and I want to seriously apologize to all of you guys because I couldn't do these Q&A sessions earlier, and the last session was done on May 20th. It's been over a month and I apologize for the same because the last 30 days or so were really hectic. And let's quickly get away with this Q&A session. And the first question comes from Priya RP, and she asks, is it possible to buy iPhone apps using a debit card? And I'm assuming, Priya, that you are asking this specifically for the Indian region. I personally haven't tried it with a debit card, but I'm currently using a credit card and iTunes works fine in India. If any of you guys are using iTunes in India and if you're using a debit card, please share the info in the comments below. It'll be highly appreciated. And the next question comes from V1806, and he asks us, my question is laptops and Ultrabooks. What are the main difference between them? I'm planning to buy a laptop or Ultrabook. Which one do you prefer? Thanks. The thing is, the traditional laptops that you see generally, they weigh a lot more, generally in the range of about 2.5 kilos to even 3 kilos. But if you move to the Ultrabooks, they are a thin and light notebook. Generally, Ultrabooks would max out at around 1.5 kilograms, and I've seen a lot of Ultrabooks to weigh just around 1.2 to 1.3 kgs. So these are thin and light notebooks. The other advantage of Ultrabooks is that generally on Ultrabooks the battery life will be a lot more. With a typical laptop you might find a battery life of about 2.5 hours to 3.5 hours, but in the case of Ultrabooks it varies between, let's say, about 6 to 8 or 9 hours. So the battery life is good and it's thin and light, and these Ultrabooks use the Intel optimized processor. You can just, I have made a video about Ultrabooks a couple of months ago, so you can just look at this video to get more info regarding the same. Again, if you travel a lot and move around a lot, I would seriously consider a Ultrabook over a traditional laptop. But do note that Ultrabook sacrifices a few things. So generally in a Ultrabook, you won't find a DVD slot or like that. So if just weigh around, if you are a highly portable person and you require a thin and light laptop, then Ultrabooks is the way to go. I hope this answers your question. And the next question comes from Banana Apple 123, and he asks, hey Ranjit, I love your videos, thank you. Keep up the good work. I have recently moved to India and I am in need of a new ISP. I watch a lot of YouTube videos and play quite a bit of Xbox Live, that's console gaming. What ISP would you suggest for my needs? What internet speed should I opt for? Any help will be highly appreciated. Again, Banana Apple, the thing is that the scene in India is really crazy. The quality of internet connection varies from ISP to ISP and even from state to state. For example, if you look at national level ISPs, Airtel, BSL broadband and Reliance come to my mind. Again, and the service actually differs from region to region. For example, in Hyderabad, the Reliance service is pretty good, but again in some other regions it's not that good, and vice versa. So I would suggest that you just look around in your area and ask your neighbors or whatever which service are they using and how it is. And again, I would say at least go for a 2 Mbps plan. I hope this answers your question. And the next question is from George Jacob. He asks us, hi Ranjit, please tell me why Apple iPad or iPhone does not support Flash content. Even the cheapest rupees 3000 tablets support Flash, but why is Apple against Flash? How can we browse Flash websites in iPad? The thing is that Apple has decided not to enable Flash on any of their iOS devices. That means it won't run on iPad and even iPhones. That is a decision that Apple has made because Apple feels Flash is a hog, it's a battery hog, etc. So specifically, if you want Flash content to play on your tablet, etc., I would say look at Android based tablets. It's not going to run on iOS devices. The next question comes from Cute JBIN, and he asks us, Intel website says that i5 second and third generation processors support memory frequencies up to 133 and 1600 MHz. So can we use memory of higher frequency on our motherboard which supports speeds up to 2000 MHz or so? Will the processor use the increased amount of speeds, or it will run at 133 MHz or 1600 MHz speeds only? Again, which one is better, Corsair, Vengeance or HyperX? The thing is that you're talking about overclock memories and high clock memories. I had done a video regarding this. I had personally installed HyperX 2133 megahertz high performance RAM on my motherboard that's running an i7 2600. The thing that you need to make sure is that your motherboard should support these higher frequency RAMs. Your processor will work fine, no issues, but you need to carefully look at your motherboard specs and see if your motherboard supports these higher speed RAMs. I have seen some motherboards not to support the 180, the higher frequencies like 1833 and 2133. Only the high performance motherboards do that. So I would suggest that before opting for these higher speed RAMs, just check up your motherboard's documentation to see if it supports the same. The next thing, between Corsair Vengeance or HyperX, again I have not tested this Corsair Vengeance, so I cannot comment on it. I have been personally testing and using this HyperX 2133 higher clock memory modules, that's DDR3, on my primary computer for now almost 25 days, and it's been rock solid. So you can check this video in which I have done the unboxing and overview of this memory. It's rock solid. I didn't have any blue screen of death or anything like that till date, so it's rock solid. But again, if others have used Corsair Vengeance, please share your experience. The next question comes from Sahil 110, and he asks us, love your videos. Thank you, Sahil. Will 1866 MHz RAM with a motherboard that supports only 133 MHz? Again, yes, if your motherboard documentation specifies only 133 MHz, you can definitely put a higher clocked RAM that is 1866 MHz, but it will only run at 133 MHz. So I would not suggest buying these expensive RAMs and installing on your motherboard which do not support this. It's a wastage of money. The next question is from Mass Mash, and he asks, hey Ranjit, I want to purchase a Samsung or a Sony Android phone between rupees 13,000 and rupees 18,000. Please suggest a good phone as soon as possible. The thing is, this is with this pricing, you generally get mid-range phones, and some of the phones that come to my mind are the Samsung Galaxy Ace Plus. I have done a detailed review about this. I do not like the screen of this phone. That's the big con about this phone. The second phone, I have personally not reviewed this, is the Xperia U. That's for about 16,000 or so by Sony. And the advantage of this phone is it's a dual core phone. But again, the big con with this Xperia U is that it has just 4 GB of storage, and it doesn't have micro SD card or anything to expand the storage. And the third phone that is in this budget is HTC One V. That's for about 17,500 or so. It's a very good phone, but again, it's a single core phone, and it also misses the front facing camera. I have also done a detailed video review of this, so you can check out this video for more info regarding that. I hope this helps. And the next question is from GV Ganesh, and he asks us, hi Ranjit, I love watching your videos. Thank you. What is the best LED TV for 1080p? Is it 32 inches or 40 inches? As I see, the movies with 1080p on 32 inch come as a cinema scope with black portions on the top and bottom of the screen. But the same movie with 720p comes full screen with good quality. So can I assume that a movie with 1080p will come full screen on a 40 inch LED TV? Also tell me the best TV in the market now. Also, notebooks come with 1080p resolution, which are about 15 inches or so. Why is that? A lot of questions, Ganesh. And let me answer the first question you asked. What is the best LED TV for 1080p? Personally, I cannot answer this because I do not review TVs. But generally, from what I've heard from my friends and in this industry, is that generally the new Samsung LED TVs are pretty good. And for LED TVs, my preference right now is Samsung, and with the plasma, it's Panasonic. Regarding this cinema scope or the black bars that you're getting, it is not because of a 32 inch, 40 inch or 50 inch. For example, I have a 50 inch TV. I even get those black bars even on that. It depends upon the content. Do understand that these TVs are into by the ratio 16:9, but the pure movie content that is recorded generally, if you play back a Blu-ray, etc., is not in that ratio. It's 21:9 or something like that. I'm not very clear. So if you want the full experience, then you get those black bars. Again, some content is again optimized by 16:9. That's why you see it in full screen. But even if you're watching, let's say, a movie or something, and you're getting those black bars, you can definitely remove that by just going in your TV settings and increasing the aspect ratio. You lose some of the content, but then you'll get it full screen. So it is not 32-inch, 40-inch or whatever 50-inch TV that you won't get those whatever cinema scope and the black bars. It's just because of the source that is not in the 16:9 ratio. I hope that answers your question. And again, as you have mentioned, some of the notebooks that is just 15 inches are also 1080p. Yeah. Again, it differs from manufacturer to manufacturer. Generally, if you find most of these laptops that are 13 or 15 inches, they have very low resolution. That is 1366 into 768 pixels resolution. But yeah, some of the new laptops that are coming offer 1080p resolution. And for example, the newly launched MacBook Pro has Retina display that's even higher than 1080p. But again, do remember that these higher screen resolution monitors or whatever are pretty expensive. Again, I would say for deciding between a TV size, I would personally, between a 32-inch or a 40-inch, I would definitely go with a 40-inch one if it suits and fits wherever I'm placing that. Generally, I prefer having a larger screen. So again, I would say just weigh down your choices and do not worry about the CinemaScope. It will appear even on a 32-inch, 40-inch or a 50-inch screen. I hope that answers your question. The next question comes from Priyajit Saha, and he asks us, love to watch your video reviews. Thank you. I want to buy an Android phone. Previously, I used the LG Optimum 1 and Xperia Mini Pro. My budget is between rupees 20,000 to 23,000. Planning to buy a Motorola Atrix 2. And will it be safe to buy a mobile from Flipkart or Snapdeal? Yeah, the phone that you have suggested, Priyaji, that is Motorola Atrix 2, is a very good phone. I have done a detailed review of this phone, so if you want to know more about that, just look at this phone. It's an excellent phone. But I have recently reviewed one more phone that is similar in this pricing range for about 21 or around 22,000 or so. That is the Samsung Galaxy S Advance. And I like this phone a little bit more than the Atrix 2 because it has a Super AMOLED screen. I am a little bit of a sucker for this Super AMOLED screen. So you can also have a look at that phone. And your second question, buying mobiles from online sites like Flipkart or Snapdeal. I do not know about Snapdeal because I have never dealt with them. But yeah, Flipkart is pretty reliable and they have very good service. But the only con I found recently with Flipkart regarding this mobile pricing is that I've generally found it to be priced about 5% to even 10% higher than what you can find in the local market. So I hope this info helps. So these were some of the questions for the 13th Q&A session. If you would like that I answer some of your tech related questions, please post them below in the comment section and start it with the Q&A tag. I'll try to answer them in the next Q&A session. I cannot promise if I'll be doing this next Q&A session next week. I'll definitely try to do that because still my schedule is a little bit topsy-turvy. Thank you for watching this video and I hope to see you in my next video.